This is the Female Founder Show with host and entrepreneur Bridget Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Female Founder Show. Today's guest is Liza Roeser, founder and CEO of FiftyFlowers, a company that changed the floral game by delivering fresh flowers straight from the farm to your doorstep. Liza went from the Peace Corps in Ecuador to launching a business with just a few $1,000s, and now she's running a multi-million-dollar company that has served over 1 million events. She's sharp, she's driven, and full of heart, and I'm so excited for you to hear her entrepreneurial journey and how she makes it all happen. Liza, thank you so much for joining us on the Female Founder Show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes. So I would love to hear from you. Let's go back to before you started FiftyFlowers, what you were doing then, and what gave you the idea to start the company?
Well, I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Ecuador, and I fell in love with the entire culture, and I just felt there was something there that was going to keep me engaged. And literally, I just kind of accepted a job running an accounting department for an export company that happened to export flowers. And that's how I got introduced. I just fell into flowers. There was no backward methodical, like, oh, I'm going to do this and then that. I was this little girl in a third world developing country seeing lots of opportunities.
Wow. Talk to us about, first of all, the name FiftyFlowers. Where did that come from?
So roses, when they get shipped, they're bunched in 25 stems. So it's almost like a baker's dozen. Yeah. And if you put 50 in a box, 25 in a box, it's lopsided because they're top heavy. Yeah. So we put 50 in the box so that it's nice and balanced.
Nice. Oh.
Yes.
Wow. And that could be a metaphor for so many things in business,
It's a metaphor for so many things.
The balance of it all.
So many things.
No, that's really great. I love that. So I would love to hear, so when you were first starting out, obviously there's challenges in all areas. And not to dwell on any, but do you remember some of the initial challenges that you had early on that you maybe weren't prepared for?
Oh yeah, everything. Flowers are a perishable product.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with a lot of planes, trains, automobiles, and Mother Nature. And you can't write a book. I don't have an SOP that says, okay, when a volcano explodes, this is what you do.
Right.
When it's decided to freeze and you don't have flowers on this continent, what do you do? So it's not only did I have the hurdles of, I didn't study business. I didn't know what I was doing. I had that hurdle of just not having tools in my tools box. Yeah. And being isolated in a foreign country, that it's, when people say tomorrow, it's really not tomorrow. Yeah. And, which is also part of the success of my first business, which is a business to business, is when I said tomorrow, it really was tomorrow. So I think just learning to respond to the curveballs that were thrown at me was definitely just part of, success and learning, and building the business.
Yes. And I'm sure, so you've been at this a long time, over 2 decades. Now 2 decades in, I'm sure that you're handling things, they're probably not easier, but the way you're handling things are you just handle them better after doing it for so long.
Well, your first child versus your second child.
Exactly.
We learn through trial and error, and I can only hope that I'm doing better.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I know our company is doing so much better every day because we fail forward. We do have, we're all going to fail. In fact, I love to tell this to the team members. Yeah, let's go fail and let's celebrate that. Because it's a learning opportunity for us.
So a lot of business owners early on, they're getting started, and some may have a savings account, some may go, we get the family round. How did you get started financially in the business?
This is a really interesting, fun story, is when I was in Peace Corps, they gave me $200 CDs or bonds. And I called home and said, hey, Mom and Dad, help me. And they were opposed to me living in Ecuador. They would have supported if I would have moved back.
Yes.
They offered a house and business and all funding. And I said, no, thank you. And I went and I thought that I had cashed in all $4,800, but I only cashed in $2,400. I found the other a couple years ago, and they're up on the wall in the office.
I love that.
Isn't that great? And that's how I started.
Story. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's how I started.
Great story. Wow. And you have that up on the wall now, all these years later.
I sure do.
Oh, very nice. So now let's switch gears a little bit. You have a very strong presence on social media, and I really enjoy following you. I think you're great on there. A lot of business owners know they need to go there. They need to be on social media. It's so important for business. But so many of us don't, because we're afraid of one thing or another. So what would you tell founders to do, or what advice would you give them if they're kind of going through that right now? They know they need to be on social media, but they just can't.
It's really interesting to me how I just jump out of a plane and then I think about, okay, do I have a parachute, on the way down? And on social media, if I could give one advice, is not everyone's going to like you. Yeah. And you have to learn to turn those people off and listen to your biggest cheerleaders.
Yes.
Because, I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to show up in the wrong way. And I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. And I always look at it and thank you, first off, for saying that I have a large social media following. I still think there are a couple zeros that are missing on that. And that's what I focus on. And I think if I go back and I say the best advice is turn off the haters.
Yeah.
Turn off the mean girls, because they're going to be there. And circle yourself and surround yourself with your biggest cheerleaders.
Yeah, that's great advice. Great advice. And for those of you that don't follow Liza, it's the Flower CEO is your handle. Yeah. I think that's great too.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So I have a morning routine that is very important to me. And when I don't do it, I'm a little bit off for the day. It's because I don't know if I just don't feel as proud of myself for getting something done. But do you have a morning routine or something that you do throughout the day that keeps you going?
Oh, absolutely. I think routines, we all fear growing up and being boring and predictable like our parents. Yeah. However, I'm my happiest when I am. Oh. And yes, I wake up to gratitude and prayer.
Nice.
And it is a 10-minute routine. Then I will, it's my 3 10s. Yeah. 10 minutes of gratitude and prayer, 10 minutes of writing, and then 10 minutes of reading. And then it's an hour of exercise. Nice. And it's either, yes, I love Orange Theory because I can get it done, or it's hot yoga like this morning. And it was really hard this morning, but I'm in the gym at 6:00 every single day. Saturdays and Sundays. Sundays, I give myself a little bit of grace.
Nice.
And I agree with you, Bridget. If I don't do it, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right? Yeah, you just get a little off. So it's definitely helpful obviously for the health reasons, but for mental reasons, I think even more at times. So, yeah.
I had a double bunionectomy in the week of Thanksgiving. Oh. And it was 3 weeks of not being able to put any weight on my foot. Oh. Or drive. And a week later, I still was in my yoga studio with working, and it's the mental side of it more than it is the physical side.
Yeah. That yes, you did it. You just do what you can, right, with what you have. So, yeah, exactly. So also part of my kind of not really morning routine, but throughout the day, I like to listen to things and consume content that's positive, that helps me focus or motivates me. I listen to a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza for spiritual reasons, and then obviously the Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, all of those, Brendan Burchard. Do you have anybody or any mentors? It could be someone that you know or anybody that you are inspired by and listen to?
Yeah, they're very traditional. Mel Robbins, I know she's up and coming, but her whole theory of let them, that is just let them and then let me. Yeah. How powerful has that been? And I am just such a corny fan of Oprah, and following her, as well as news is something that's very interesting to me. Because there's good news and then there's the hyped up news. And I have to give a big shout out to the two guys over at the Morning Brew. I adore that show.
They're great. They are great. Yes. Mm-hmm. They have really inspired so many people throughout the years.
Yes.
These guys. Yeah.
Yes.
They're great. So for those females that are watching today and they maybe haven't taken the leap yet, they're thinking about starting a business. What advice would you give them?
I have so much, but I can narrow it down to believe you can do it, dream bigger, and just go do it.
That's great.
The worst thing that can happen is you can fail.
Yeah.
And you'll learn for next time.
That's right. That's right. Great advice. I love that. First, believe in yourself, because that is so important. And as women, and men too, but I think it falls on us more the self-doubt that we have and the lack of confidence. And if you just believe you can do it, and that's just half the battle right there. Yeah.
It is half, if not all the battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Because once you break through that fear,
yeah,
then it's golden.
Yeah, for sure.
The world's your oyster.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes.
So let's talk about 50 Flowers. Can you tell the audience what 50 Flowers is for those that don't know?
Yes. Our mission at 50 Flowers is to help you create beautiful memories through delivering the most amazing fresh cut flowers that's available to everyone through ordering online, our website. And at the same time, we're also supporting sustainable flower farms worldwide.
Nice, nice. I love your DIY kits that you have on there. Those are really cool. And I really I think that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that. Would you consider yourself, were you a disruptor in the floral industry?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, I trailblazed the way women and men plan their wedding today, not just in flowers.
Yeah.
However, 25 years ago when I started the first website, nobody was delivering direct from the farm to the doorstep. And I was told by all of our iconic, just very smart business owners that I was a crazy gringa. And gringa is a very endured term from South America,
yes.
Which, Bridget, I didn't listen. Yeah. I knew that there was a future and that this was the future. Yeah. And 100% trailblazer, disruptor. I was not liked. And now I've just kind of made people like me in the industry going, there's no secret behind this. And because we're selling DIY, we're actually creating more consumption and beauty so people will become addicted to having flowers around.
Yes, yes, so important. I love that.
Yes.
Let's talk about, as your company has grown over the 23 years is it now? Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, congratulations to that. That's huge.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
How has your leadership style changed with the growth of your team?
Oh, this is one of my favorite. I've gotten out of my team's way. When you get the right people in the right seat, you just got to let them grow. I've become very curious and as we were speaking earlier, I'm on sabbatical. I hired a COO, and he's running the company, Howard Sobel. He's running the company. I worked with him for 6 weeks and said, here are the keys to the kingdom, and I'll be back.
Nice. That's great. So I need to talk to you about this for a little bit, the sabbatical. Do you have a time frame, like how long do you think you can, or do you plan on doing this?
Interesting enough, it was 60 days.
Okay.
And I may never go back.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so great.
One thing, but
Yeah, that you've created this company that can now allows you the freedom that you've probably always been longing for. Financial freedom, freedom of your time, freedom to do what you want, what makes you happy, which I know the company does too. But just so much, I'm sure that brings a lot of peace.
it's really an interesting journey. And I think as founders, we fear enters the room, and
Yeah.
it will start it'll spiral control. And I'm owning it,
Yeah.
through the years. However, getting very specific about hiring the right people that are, not only do they have the knowledge and have they done it before, they fit your culture,
Yeah.
and they understand the
Yeah.
long term. That's where the success has been. And I do just want to take a step back because, of my 65 employees, any of them be like, "You're never coming back." No, I'm just not coming back in the role that I was in.
Yeah.
I'm a visionary. I am not an operator. And understanding the difference between those two roles has been one of the most powerful just gifts that I can give not only myself, but my team.
Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic. And if you don't mind me asking, or have you bootstrapped the whole time? Yes.
100%. Well, I love to say it's a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and wine.
There you go. For sure. I love it. I love it. Okay, so with all of this, congratulations on your amazing success and just how your company's been thriving over the years. Where do you see yourself and 50 Flowers in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, myself, I am currently in the process of writing a book.
Oh.
And it's a book to help when you look at a flower arrangement and you go to send flowers and you're like, golly jeepers, that is so expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you understand why the cost is there. And secondly, all of the magic that took place to get those flowers delivered to the door. Delivered to a friend, delivered to your spouse, delivered to, any emotional moment that we need help expressing our true feelings.
Yeah.
And the name of the book is The Magic of Flowers. And it's going to highlight all of the magicians that, from the laboratory where we're genetically modifying each and every one of these plants to where they will produce a flower that is, it's going to hit exactly of what consumers are wanting, to, the post-harvest, to how we plant them, to how we ship them. I'm really excited to tell this story in a book, and it's going to be a beautiful book.
That's great. That's going to be such a great, I can see it already like as a gift for someone that just got engaged or for a bridal shower. Just, flowers are such a big part of our lives on so many occasions that we don't think about where they come from. And I learned a lot just by doing the research before this interview and going onto your website, how much is involved. I think that's going to be a fantastic book, and I can't wait to read it. So
I can't wait to.
Yes.
I will send you one.
Oh, perfect.
In fact, I've heard April 1st from the publisher will be when it comes out. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and we're deep in it right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm very excited about that.
That
now,
is
if
exciting.
I want to see 50 Flowers, my BHAG is I want everybody in the United States to have flowers from 50 Flowers pass through their dinner table at one point.
Nice.
That's my BHAG. And,
I can see it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's not just, we've really cornerstoned into weddings, and we have, we do 4,000 weddings a week. So we're delivering flowers across the United States. We're going to hit 4,000 this
That's
season.
awesome. That's so great.
And there's more, flowers are used for more than just weddings.
Yes. I buy them every time I have company coming over, or, and that's twice, 3 times a month. So, I mean, so much. So, yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
Flowers bring so much joy.
Yeah,
And they
they really
help
do.
you just decorate life.
And
They
people
create the
always
eye candy.
comment on them. They always comment on them. They might not comment on, the dishes that we're using for dinner, but they'll say, oh, these flowers are so beautiful, or they smell so good, or, it's just
Yeah.
a conversation starter and just makes so much beauty around you. So
It really does. I like to call it eye candy.
eye candy, perfect. Yes.
Eye candy.
I have
Yes.
fresh flowers all over my island right now, just for, yeah.
Well,
But I'm going to
and
start
you know-
getting them through 50 Flowers.
And it's proven that significantly reduces stress for women. Having flowers in your environment.
I believe it. I believe it 100%. 100%. Well, Liza, thank you so much for all the time that you've given us today. Congratulations on your massive success. Congratulations on the upcoming book. We can't wait to read it.
Thank you.
So it's really cool following you on your journey. And I would love to have you back sometime to talk more, but maybe after the book, and we can talk about that some more. But
I would love that.
yeah,
I would love that.
But this has been
Yeah.
great. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for all you do to encourage us women entrepreneurs as well, because it's lonely.
It is.
And yet we can come together and be our biggest cheerleaders.
That's right. That's right. We have to.
We have to.
Well,
we
it's my
get
pleasure.
to. We get to.
We
Yes.
get to. Yes, that's
We
right.
get
I
to.
love it. I love it. All right. Thanks again, Lisa,
Wonderful.
so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the Female Founder Show with host and entrepreneur Bridget Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN. If you're a female founder and would like to help other female founders with your inspiring story, we would love to hear from you.